Hi everybody, this is Mo with Mo's Interviews. I'm here with career firefighter Sonny. How you doing today, Sonny?
Good. How you doing, Mo?
Good, good, good. Why don't we start off? You tell everybody about where you grew up, your hometown, stuff like that.
Okay. I grew up in Erie, Pennsylvania. Um, like I said, lower West Side and Upper West Side. Um, mostly in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about family. Did you grow up with both parents? You have any siblings or anything like that? Or
Yes, I got. So I got two older sisters, and I grew up with my mom, and my two older sisters.
okay, okay. Where did you tell us about school? Where did you go to school at in your hometown?
Went to Erie Strong Vincent. Went to, like I said, on a lower West Side school.
Okay. What was school like? Do you remember have any memories of Strong Vincent or from when you went there?
Yeah, no, it was full. I mean, I was one of the athletes. I played football, track, wrestled a little bit. But yeah, it was a great school, community school. A lot of kids from all over the neighborhood went there, and like I said, it was more like a family.
Right,
There,
right,
yeah.
right, right. Now, football wise, did you have success? Would you say you had personal success as an athlete in high school?
I would mainly football. And then I believe I did well enough to that earned a scholarship. Went on to college after that. Played at Slippery Rock University
Okay,
for 4 years.
right. Were you ever at all conference or anything like that, high school or college?
Yeah, actually both. In high school, all conference, multiple years, and then also in college, my junior senior year,
Okay.
all conference.
Leaving college, you went to Slippery Rock, right?
That's correct.
Did you graduate with a degree or anything like that when you graduated?
I did. I graduated with a degree in sports management at Slippery Rock.
Okay. Did you get into any sports management or did you? Because I understand your firefighter career. How did that end up?
Actually, I did not do sports management. When I graduated from Slippery Rock, I moved back to Erie. Worked at Harbor Creek Youth Services, so I was a child care counselor for a couple years.
Okay.
And then I moved with my wife and family. We moved to Virginia, and then I worked down there. Actually worked at a shop for a couple years.
Okay.
Worked third shift. My wife was a school teacher, and we had 4 kids at the time, so we worked opposite shifts.
Mm-hmm.
For a couple years, and then found the fire department, and then we by that time we had 5 kids, and then I entered the fire department in 2000.
Now, is there I know like police officers, they have to go to like an academy or something like that. Is there any of that for firefighters? Like when you first how do you become a firefighter?
So you fill out the application process.
Okay.
And so that's the written application, and then you have about the various testing. So you have a physical agility test. We did the psychological. You did a couple other different
Okay.
tests. We had in our county they required a lie detector test. So there's those things. Pass each one of those stages, and then then you get selected. Then you enter recruit school, and for us it's 5 months recruit school.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So you're actually hired, but then every day you go to school.
Oh, so you go to school
but you're paid.
Oh, okay.
Paid.
Okay.
Yeah, and the beauty of in our department, you don't have to have previous fire department experience.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they're going to teach you everything that you need to know.
On the job
About
in school and stuff.
Yes. So we're firefighter and we're EMTs.
Okay.
So a big part of our job is medical care. So
Okay. When you say EMT, what do you mean?
emergency medical technician. Yes.
Okay, so like somebody who's like on the ambulance, is that
Yes.
same type of thing?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we ride the ambulance, or you're on the fire engine or truck, and you respond and you don't hand them off to anybody. You respond and take care of
Just like
patients.
somebody who's on, right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Was it, did you ever think that you would be a firefighter, like coming out of high school or college? Is that something you thought?
No, not at all. But once I kind of saw that, once I was down in Virginia, I looked into it, and unfortunately, one of my wife's coworkers, her husband was in the fire department, so he got me an application, and I filled it out and just followed the process.
Right.
Followed the process. Yeah, and what I found, one of the things I really liked about it was the opportunity to be physical, to be active in your job.
Right.
So and not be at a desk all day or something like that.
So
and be able to help people
Right,
on a daily
right.
basis. Yeah.
right. What's a typical day like for a firefighter? Like, I mean, what's a shift, or how does it?
Okay. So for us, and each fire department has different schedules. They call ours. We work like 56-hour work week, whatever. So
Okay.
we work 24-hour shift. So our day will start at 7 in the morning. You have lineup with the shift and the officer, and they'll explain what's going on for that day. And then you break after that meeting. Then you go check your equipment out, make sure that's operational, make sure everything's good, and then you have some meetings. Maybe have a drill or two, and then you make some time for some physical training. We call it PT, whatever.
Okay.
Physical training. So you're actually paid to work out and stay stay in shape, physically fit. All that, and like I said, you're prepping your meals, and because you break for lunch.
Right.
And then depending on where your training is, in the afternoon or the morning, and then and then you run the calls, and you're at any minute you could stop what you're doing, and you gotta go take care of your citizens and provide services for them, whatever that emergency is.
Have you ever been involved with fighting an actual fire at a residence or a business or anything like that? Or
Oh, absolutely. So for my first 16 years, I was at one of the busiest firehouses in the county. So on multiple occasions, it's not like TV where there's a fire every day, but multiple, and mainly house fires. Where I worked, it was mainly residential.
Right.
We didn't have a lot of high rises or anything like
Okay.
that. So it's mainly just residential, single family homes, garden apartments.
Right.
First 6 years I was the firefighter, so I would be the one, go in with the line, with the hose line, and actually put the fires out. And then later, as my career went on, I was the one driving the engine,
Okay.
make sure all the personnel get to the scene safely,
Right.
and then provide give them the water to where they're going.
So you guys have different roles when you get there, like the driver, the firefighter, is that how that works? Or?
Absolutely. A lot of people have their specialty. So like for us, we have on our engine, we have the officer who's in charge, the driver who's a designated position, and then you'll have a firefighter in the back, and then one of them, we all have a paramedic who's a firefighter paramedic /
Okay.
on our engines.
Right.
So that and he has higher qualified medical training, so he can, if there's something, he can give drugs on scene, things like that. But the rest of everybody else is an emergency medical technician that we talked about.
Right.
So
Is it when you're on your way to a situation, a scene, I know like when I was playing football, I used to get like nervous, butterflies. Is that describe what it's like when you know you're going to a situation like this?
I think you still have those butterflies, because it's kind of it's kind of like football. It's kind of you never know. It's every situation is dynamic. Every situation you don't know what it's going to be, what you're going to be faced with.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure if there's going to be cars in front of the fire hydrant, if the lane's going to be blocked up, if is you're not going to know where your water supply is coming from. So we say water supply is laying out the water,
Mm-hmm.
making the connection from the engine to the fire hydrant.
Right, right.
So you just don't know all those things until you kind of get there, and then sometimes you got to make it audible. Sometimes you got to change up. You thought it was going to be this, and now you tell your other people, because there's other players coming, there's other units coming to the scene, so you can kind of direct them or do this instead of this.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah. So yeah. There's that energy, I would call it,
Mm-hmm.
excitement, because at all times there's something new.
Right. Right.
That could happen, and a lot of those situations are life and death.
Mm-hmm. So what's your current position with the?
Currently, my position is a master technician.
Okay.
So basically, I'm a technician, and then I took another test to be promoted. But I actually drive a fire truck.
Okay.
So for
Okay.
my position.
You enjoy that, the driving the truck and stuff like that?
I love it. I love it. And because I take pride in making sure, my crew gets there safely.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big thing. So nobody else can't do anything if I don't do my job, getting us there safely, safe manner, and then we can handle the emergency.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Is it like a brotherhood, a family kind of like, or with being a firefighter?
Absolutely. Like I said before, I told you we spend 24 hours a day. So many times we spend more time with them than we do with our family.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you get home, your family, either you got kids, they're going to school for half of the day and things like that. But when you're at the fire department, y'all together.
Right.
All day.
Mm-hmm.
Into the night, all day, all night, y'all together. I mean, if you're on different units, you're running opposite each other sometimes.
Right.
But you still come back to the firehouse, and if I need to go to the store for whatever reason, the four of us are going to the store.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bond. It's a bond. And there's if you're having a bad day or you're sick or something, there's there ain't really no hiding it, because you're
Right,
together.
y'all with each other, right?
We're with
Right.
each
You're
other.
not like in your own little office, little world, or like that,
Yeah.
right?
No, not at all. No, you're there together. So.
Right. So, for kids that maybe grow up and be thinking about this career, what would you say to them? To someone might be like interested in this type of field.
Yeah, I would say that I would say learn about it. I would say try to get some knowledge and get some understanding, and talk to some people. Whether you're a local firehouse or sometimes there's volunteer opportunities, or to take classes
Mm-hmm.
for EMT or stuff like that, but it's a lot of times it's good if you're a people person, like being around people, you like helping. I think you like being physical. I think it's a great opportunity for somebody to be interested in that.
Right. So once again, this was career firefighter Sonny. Thanks for your time today. Appreciate learning about your career. Such a valuable members of our community, and I thank you for what you do. Anything else you want to share before we wrap up today?
No, I think, like I said, I have no problem, like I said, even if somebody had, any more questions, in-depth questions about, kind of what we do. But yeah, I appreciate you, what you do for the community. Well, thank you
Yeah.
for having me.
Thanks, Sonny. Have a good one.
All right.